We are developing a spacecraft adapter to adapt an Orion spacecraft to a Delta IV Heavy launch vehicle for the Exploration Flight Test 1 mission that will fly in the 2014 timeframe. This unit that we just moved today is our first step in making that piece of flight hardware. This is called the Pathfinder. It's an article that our welding shop has put together to develop their processes and their techniques for assembling the flight unit and to give us practice in order to make a better product when it comes time to make the actual flight unit.
Behind me is the cone segment where we weld up 3 segments. We'll process it through here with NDE, non-destructive testing. We'll continue on lifting that structure into the robotic weld tool, which will do the circumferential welds. All this in support of the flight articles. We're real excited about it. The end result, we hope, is to have a full understanding of the capability of the tooling and be ready to go build flight hardware.
The stage adapter that we are manufacturing in-house at Marshall Space Flight Center is intended to support a launch of 2014 for an Orion flight test. The adapter is the hardware that connects the Orion spacecraft to the Delta IV launch system, and this adapter, Pathfinder, that we are working here today is preparing us to process the flight hardware. And what we want to do with this hardware is to prove our processing in welding, in thermal protection system application, in some of our machining operations. And so what we have an opportunity to do with this hardware that you can see behind us here is to prove these processes and so that we have everything in place to accept the flight hardware. The interface for the Orion flight test is the same interface that we will use for our SLS adapter. What this has allowed us to do is design the hardware one time and build it many times to support Orion flight tests as well as SLS future flights.